computer. Hello, everyone. So welcome to our second annual Grove Wassail and Grove Krampus Night. So before we begin with all the running around and the Krampusing with Krampus and Mari, then I just want to talk to you a little bit about some of the mythical creatures, legends, and stories that you might hear around the Yule tide. Now, if you guys remember last week, Carl telling us about how in Northern Europe, they would drag in the huge Yule log and burn it for 12 days while, telling stories and boasting and talking about the legends. Well, it's easy to imagine how on a dark, cold Norwegian winter night, you could think of something howling like the wind in the pine trees outside. Might not just be the wind in the pine trees, can it? Because you never know. It might be Frau Perkta's creatures or Frau Halla leading the wild hunt or Odin leading the wild hunt. Lots of wild hunting going on in Northern Europe in the dead of winter. And of course, as pagans, we honor this season as a time of transition between the Holly King, who rules over the dark depths of winter, and the Oak King, who represents the vibrancy of summer. And at this time, when you see the Holly King everywhere, from the mistletoe to the pine boughs, you know it's the time of the winter creatures. So Carl has already left out an offering to any wandering fae. Is that what you call them, wandering fae? Mm-hmm. Who might be out there that we might encounter tonight.
The trooping fae.
The trooping fae, yes. The trooping fae, the wandering Krampi, the Strigelli, whoever's out there. We got a nice offering of apples and oranges and some cheese and nuts.
Yep, and honey whiskey.
And honey whiskey.
Yep.
So that way they'll leave us in peace, at least for a little while. And while the creatures which call the darkest time of winter their own, love being, frightening and scary, and they love offerings, they also love hearing their stories told. Stories which are meant to be told on the darkest, coldest nights of Florida winter. Florida winter.
Yeah.
40 degrees. Ooh.
Yeah, that's cool. And for only 2 days.
Yes. So let's start with Iceland. In Iceland, there's a whole family that you might encounter at this time of year. Gryla, the Yule lads, and their cat, the Yule cat. So, Gryla is a troll. She marches down from the mountains on Christmas because she's very hungry. And she likes to eat children, especially naughty children. So if any child has been naughty on Christmas and she hears the bratty child, she might reach down the chimney and pluck him up and eat him for breakfast, lunch, or dinner.
Or dessert.
No. So you know how you talk about Santa, he knows if you're naughty, he knows if you're nice. Well, Grilka, if you're naughty, she won't stop at a bag of coal for Christmas. She'll be baked on the coals. She has 12 children who are known as the Yule lads. And these dwarfs come out one by one on the 12 days leading up to Christmas. And they each have a favorite bit of mischief that they might cause a little bit of havoc that they are named after. And an Icelandic writer named Johannes or Koltman wrote a poem about them, which popularized their names and their tricks. So, for example, Sheepcoat Claude likes to suckle on the ewes. Gullygawk hides in gullies and steals the skim off of milk. Stubby is short, and he likes to steal food that's been left on the frying pan. So don't leave your frying pan unattended, kitchen witches. You might get it. You can imagine, of course, what spoon. Yeah, don't blame the cat. He likes to blame it on the cats, actually, but it's not the cat. It's actually him. And you can guess what spoon licker, bot scraper, bowl licker, door slammer, and sausage swiper all do. There's also someone named Skur Gobbler. His name actually means yogurt. He likes to gobble up your yogurt. So watch out for him. Others are named for how they like to do their thievery. Window peeper will peep through your windows and steal whatever he can spot. Door sniffer sniffs at the door to see if you have any baked goods in there. And if you do, so I'm going to be baking cookies tomorrow, so I need to watch out for him. And then there is meat hook. So if you got the slabs of meat hanging up to be, frozen in the winter, he'll just steal the meat right off your hook. And candle beggar, who will go around and steal all of your candles. So, what an interesting family, huh?
Well,
Yeah.
more than 7, right?
Yeah, 12 of them. 12 of them. And if you don't get caught by Grilla, and you don't get it, and you can avoid the Yule lads, you still have to make sure you get a new pair of clothes for Christmas. Because if you don't, the Yule cat will get you. This is the family cat. This cat also likes to attack children. But unlike the mother of the family, she doesn't discriminate. Good child, bad child, kind of good child, sometimes naughty child, doesn't care. If you don't have a new pair of clothes for us Yule morning, she's gonna get you. So make sure, before these days of Yule are up, that you get a new pair of clothing and gift it to someone. Then they gift it to you. Then you stay safe. So yeah. If you're why?
So the kids would be more grateful for the clothes they got.
Okay. Says that they do that so kids will be more grateful for the new clothes than the toys.
Sweater.
Aw.
Well, I'm saying the
I got
cat might not
a new
need
way.
you, but she's certainly gonna make
Play with you.
it, you need clothes.
That's true. But yeah, new clothes or bust with the Yule cat. Now let's move on to Central Europe. Specifically, we're going to be looking at Germany, Austria, and Italy for some of those you'll find in the Alps. Starting with the one who we are going to be running in honor of tonight, Krampus! There. You always know Krampus because you can hear the sound of the bells. Krampus is a horned, goat-like figure who runs around with sleigh bells in the Alps of Austria, southern Germany, and northern Italy. Yes, we got some bells. You hear that, you know that it might be Krampus running down the mountainside towards you. Krampus carries a big sack. There we go, Krampus, yes. He carries a big sack, which he stuffs the naughty children into. And he feeds them. So you're better off being a naughty child in Bavaria than in Iceland. Lesson of the day, right?
But don't be naughty at all.
Krampuses or Perkdai, the two words are largely interchangeable, are Frau Perkta's children. Frau Perkta is the southern name of the goddess, who in northern and western Germany, former Prussia, was Frau Holla, who led the wild hunt. So these are the wild hunters of the Alps. They will chase you down to the sound of sleigh bells, and they can smell a naughty child from miles away. The Krampus runs are a way of symbolically recreating the run of Krampus through the mountains. You get your sleigh bells, you put on your horns, you carry a sack, and you run around and you just have a lot of fun. In Munich, they have entire huge festivals of Krampusluft, which I'm going to have to go to one day because it is going to be fun.
Yes.
And our Krampus run will take us through the fairy garden later. So anyone who wants to participate, you don't have to be a Krampus, anyone that you know of in this era, I see a La Befana here, can run. And of course, Mari Lou will be running with us as well. So if you are in Switzerland, you might not run into a Krampus, but you might run into another horned goat-like figure running through the mountains to the sound of bells, but you will call them a Strigelle. Strigelle are very much a Swiss breed of Krampus, so to speak. They are also closely linked to stories of Frau Perkta running through the mountains with her wild hunt of children. And if you want to gain their favor, best thing to do is leave out an offering of food so they don't tear you limb from limb. But luckily, like I said, Carl left out the food, so nobody will be getting torn from limb to limb tonight. If you do, it's on you.
So this letters.
Because obviously you didn't get new clothes, or you were naughty, or I don't know, you just didn't watch your meat closely enough. On the meat.
It runs fast enough.
Just saying, we're doing what we can to keep everyone safe and sound and able to enjoy next week's New Year celebration. And then we have La Befana. She is the Italian Christmas witch. And she is basically a much nicer Frau Perkta, because like Frau Perkta, she will fly about between now and around January 5th, looking for children. But unlike Frau Perkta, she gives them gifts
Uh-huh,
and toys and presents.
uh-huh. And yours are all at the front door, so pick a bag before you leave.
Yes, La Befana
And
is
you
even.
can-
Yeah.
So
Krampus not miracle.
it's a Krampus not miracle. So it's kind of interesting too, because it makes you think about just how a lot of the old legends get grafted onto new traditions in Christianity. Because in the German tradition, Frau Perkta is said to lead the souls of unbaptized children. And so she's seen as sort of a devilish evil figure. But La Befana, who might come from a very similar belief system, got grafted on as a kindly witch who gave directions to the three wise men.
Yes.
And gave them directions. They invited her to come along. At first she said, no, I have to finish my work. But then I think when she finished, she got on her broom and tried to fly off to find the baby Jesus and give the same gifts. So it's kind of interesting how, probably very similar origin stories, but through adaptation and the retellings under a new paradigm, they get two very different outcomes.
Yeah, that's why she didn't get there till the 6th.
Yeah.
And she brought better gifts.
If you were bad, you got coal. If you were good, you got, what are they called? The little almond, Jordan almonds? You
Oh,
got
yeah.
Jordan almonds. And those were the two gifts we got back in the day.
I'd take a big bag of full.
As long as you're not being grilled over the coals,
Yes.
There is
like Grilla does, because that's not good. Now it is time to move on to the Welsh Yuletide rap battles with the queen of rap herself, the Mari Lou. Who's there?
Mari
Who?
Lou.
Mari Lou
Krampus approves.
is one of my favorites. Long before Snoop Dogg, Kanye. Eminem. Amazing. Brilliant. There was Mari Lou, the OG rap queen and rap artist of Wales, the Grey Mare, who just wanted to come inside where she could drink a lot of beer, eat all the food, munch on cookies, and chase the children just for a little fun. To keep her out, the homeowner had to stand vigil at the door and win the rap battle. But as I said, the queen of rap is not to be beat. Sooner or later, she wins. And once the homeowner loses, in comes the Mari Lou. And she is a hobby horse, draped in white sheets and covered in bell. So the head of a horse, and sometimes they have like a little pole that could like move it up and down with the skull with like little jaws that says this riddle. And then it goes, in the door and chases the children around. It's really fun. Mari Lou here though is a little bit better trained. She just runs with the Krampuses out back and has a good old time. So that's because we give her lots of snacks at home.
Also, there's no children.
And there's no children.
Speak for yourself.
Although I'm sure she would make do, or else she's just gonna fall over. I'm sure she would find a child somewhere. She would just go up and down to all the neighbors until she found a child. She would find her eventually. I'm sure she would. She's brilliant. So that is the Mari Lou. The origins of the Mari Lou tradition have been largely lost to time, but it's possible that she is related to goddesses such as Epona or Rhiannon, goddesses of horses, who are also, interestingly enough, given feast days at the beginning of December. So once again, you see how things might have been grafted on from one tradition, copy, paste, insert on Christianity here. Amazing how the Christians did that, isn't it?
Talk about your cultural appropriation.
And then we have the Yule goat. This is Heinrich Heinrichsen. Hendrik Hendrickson, sorry. Hendrik Hendrickson. He is our Yule goat. He was created by Fiber Magic Crafts, of course.
Is he German?
He's actually Swedish.
Swedish.
Yep, he is a Swedish goat. And like La Befana, he carries gifts and toys for all the good children on his back as he goes running through the snow to deliver them. And of course, if you're not a nice child, he doesn't give you good gifts, but he also doesn't really hurt you. He's not a Krampus. It's a four-legged goat, not a two-legged goat. That's how you tell the difference. You're in trouble. But first you have 4 legs, you're probably going to be okay. Don't say you're not learning good, helpful tips for surviving Yule. So this is, kind of in that same European wassailing tradition, because like with the Mari Lou or with the Krampus, it's all an excuse to get inside your house, drink your beer, and eat your cookies.
Just like family.
And shut the kids up.
And keep the kids quiet, yes.
Icebox.
When the kids have been, yelling and screaming with all their toys, and you've been drinking too much mead, it gets a little loud on the headache. Get a little hungover, So it was traditional then, young men in Sweden would carry the Yule goat from house to house, singing songs, and then going inside and drinking lots of ale. So the Yule goat is known for being a very rowdy kind of tricksterous figure, like the Mari Lou. So there's, like Carl was kind of talking about last week, there's a couple of possible origins to the Yule goat. Possible that it's, a way of saving like the last of the harvest straw, similar to a corn dolly today. You want to create something and then you can leave it as an offering for the spirits of your field. Thank you for the harvest. Here's, the last sheaf left to you in return. It's also possible that, the shape is inspired by the Thor's two goats who pulled his chariot. I won't try and say the Norwegian names, but basically Grinder and Nasher, I think.
Mhm.
Yeah, Grinder and Nasher. So that is the Yule goat. And does anyone else have any favorite creatures from around this time that you would like to share, online or offline?
No, but I have an actual question in regards to Thor's goats.
Mhm.
The idea of taking, he uses them for substance and they replenish. Is there some significance doing that and the whole death and rebirth kind of situation around the holidays with his goats? Is there?
The most likely one, from what I've researched, is the idea of Thor as a fertility god. He is the son of the earth. He's the son of Jord and Odin. So he is a child of the earth. And with the hammer, he can represent fertility. So you would create the goat in honor of Thor, specifically as like an offering to the earth. Like if you think about wheat or other grains as the children of the earth and Thor as the child of the earth, it was a way of giving back to him so that he would continue to fertilize your fields in future. Gonna stop the screen sharing here. Anyone else have any anything they would like to add before we do a run? Okay.
Is there anything online?
Nothing online, no new chat. So what we're gonna do next with the Krampus run, I think we're gonna have to probably pause for a bit to get the camera outside, right?
Yes.
Okay,
The word
So we'll do a-
must walk.
short pause. And then anyone who wants to do the actual run, we're gonna go through the fairy garden. Krampus is gonna lead us and Mari Lou. And then we can all run to some music. It's one of my new favorite Yule songs.
Yep.
Everyone can guess what that might be called. Krampus.
Krampus not.
Krampus by William Chunks.
Krampus rocks.
Yeah, Krampus. So, and if you don't want to participate in the run itself, we're going to need spectators. So just take a seat on the porch and cheer us on as we go run in the new year.
I got some chairs set up over here on the right. You can be out in the circle as everybody comes in. Runs around.
All right.
Gee.
I walked in like that.
You're the only one in, you're the only one in the scene.
I mean, yeah. Blind the blind, but okay. If you want to just stay on the end, you can, but just you can hold the goat. The goat wants to watch. So he needs someone to hold.
I am.
Hendrik needs a hand. Not fast, you can just walk through the fairy.
Yeah, I'm sitting out here.
Yeah, me too.
Fire, fire, fire.
Oh my God.
Hey, is it cold for you?
It's ice cold.
Ready to fire.
Is the camera good?
I think you put her away, right?
Go check the,
Let
me go check the picture.
But how we talk about that is fun, but.
Panda, don't.
Oh, okay, now again, to move to your right or left.
Oh, that's where it is. Okay, me too.
Yeah, right.
It's centered right on the fire, so it's gonna get everybody coming out and going fast as we do the run. You leaving? Okay.
And I.
Superhero movies.
Okay. All right.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Oh, good. I need to get a picture of her with her broom.
No, don't take a picture of my rolls.
Well done. No, it's not. Should be.
Yeah, see? Can I post that? Fabulous. No, I won't. Okay, unroll. Unroll, yeah, unroll. I'm gonna sit up straight so there's no rolls.
Did you get Krampus?
They aren't those H ones.
Yo,
Oh,
I felt.
yeah, hold on. Gotta get the back up.
Woo, dude, the wind's blowing good.
I like that. Here we go. Good. Hold on. Again.
Oh. I've said I grow.
Things are gonna happen.
Then get the feedback.
There's 9 different types of wood in that.
Yeah. Nice. Oh, nice. Now, I'm good.
All you have to practice, you can do it. I'm gonna have the same.
Watch levels on his broom. He'll get you. Krampus is coming! Krampus is coming!
Thank you everyone for coming to Krampus Talk.